jealousy and hope that you won't be like them, 'cause then I'll have to carry on. Lost a bit of vision myself. You took my powers back and forth. How can I reach out to help when you say that I won't make me think I can be what I you won't keep me away from myself. You think that's how we kill the storm? I hope 50-50 won't do that. Goes for deals and poems written for commission, plagiarism, but you want me to sound like everything that wafts by their vision. Choke on those words, they'll come back. Just said your ears might be broke, but tonight might have some soul. I loved another life. I hope you read me right. Chased by a dollar sign. Take back this world you're from. I sold it all for proof. Tell me I got no use. Take back a freezing heart and take me to the moon.
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. Thanks to everyone that's here live, and thanks to everyone that's hearing this in the future. Well, there seems to be a problem with the sound.
Oh,
Yeah, so
my mic is muted, so
start
go
it again,
ahead.
please. Take it over again.
All right,
We're
it's
here for the second Baruch.
February 22nd, 2026, and we are live for another Spiritual Sunday where we are going to be going over second Baruch. So we started it, and now we've got to get into it. We're getting to the meaty stuff. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, so it's interesting how there's like so many extra canonical books that were taken out that people don't believe are, Holy Spirit inspired. And, everybody believes in, basically the word canon was a measurement, a cane, which had, how high up the cane were the scriptures that you believed, you carried it with you. And there's just so many books. And not only Second Baruch we'll be getting into, we might not even finish tonight. There's also the Epistle of Barnabas, which I'm really excited. So I'm letting people know we're going to be getting into another book that really links together the parabolic language, the heavenly level with the earthly level, and understanding what the Sabbath is, what the dietary laws were and are, and what they were actually about. And it ties it all together with David and Christ and how all these things fit together and mesh. Take it away. Sorry.
Yeah. For any of those out there that are concerned about reading some new books, these aren't new books. They've been around for a long time. And like Ron was saying, there's a parabolic language. So if you read the book and you see that everything in the book agrees with everything that you've known before, all the parabolic understandings line up, you can see that it was written in the same type of language. It was encoded the same way. And what you often end up with is just a little bit more details, surrounding context. Not that anything is different, anything has changed. You just get more details added in.
Well, you get, bits and pieces were scattered, right? Mostly because that's what prophecy said was to take place so that the wicked one could be bound up with his wicked ways. And also because it gave us a period of time where we were able to learn and do what we've done. And at the end here, the prophecy that Christ says is that the Holy Spirit would reveal everything unto us, the things that we had learned and the things that we were going to learn. So the bringing back, the putting forth the scriptures that were taken out is basically just the prophecy that Christ said that the scriptures would, all the truth would come back to us. And basically, they just give us just imagine you're doing a puzzle and a bunch of the puzzle pieces have been taken out. But when we bring these books back and we put them out here and we read them and we go through them together, we have more of the actual pieces. And we just put them onto the board and they fall where they do. And it's interesting how it always adds more context. Like you had said, Jason, it's not like the pieces don't fit together. They literally, oh, that piece goes right there. Oh, look at that. Now I understand that piece goes there.
Yeah. So we've got this book that we're going to be hearing stuff regarding, the prophecy of the great tribulation, the coming day of Yahushua, the end of this wicked system, things, judgment for the wicked, Christ's millennial reign. And And we're also seeing world events taking place right now that fit into that as well. So do you want to touch on things like the Board of Peace and anything else you're seeing?
Yeah, we're seeing tons of stuff popping off. So, you got Trump going around saying that they've got this board of peace and there's peace in the Middle East. And at the same time, they're setting up to attack Iran. So, what we're seeing is, the definite looking likes of the kickoff to the Great Tribulation. This so-called, when they say peace, sudden destruction comes, is what they're actually planning. And we couldn't be more tuned in, locked in, and ready to go. Tonight, we won't be covering that too extensively, but there is that coming up. There's also, I guess, Mexico is just ablaze. It seems like this new regime in power are basically doing whatever they want. They're going to all these different countries, and right now, a lot of it's in North America, and it is going to spread throughout the rest of the realm. There's going to be destabilization, chaos. So much is happening.
What I find interesting is that the Anarchapulco got put on in, what is it?
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. And that's where this is like kicking off, this chaos. So that's interesting because the guy behind that, Jeff Berwick, he's one of the only guys I know on social media that actually says the Earth's a virtual reality. He'll call it a 3D video game, but he's alluding to the fact that Earth's not a spinning space ball and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that his group is there and it's going on right now and they have this chaos there, somehow this guy fits into it. I don't know how, but somehow he does.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how it's all taken place and the chaos and the supposedly what they say is they're cleaning things up, right? That's always the agenda, but what they're doing is they're just setting up their pieces for their next move. So it's going to be interesting to see. It could be Wednesday, it could be Friday. We are going to be back here on this channel. We will be covering more of this content.
All right. Well, do you want to sort of get into it then?
Yeah. Is there music or no?
I didn't get that set up in time.
Okay. We'll just get on with it then. We're at chapter 30. You're going to start?
Yeah, chapter 30. We're just letting the screen share get caught up here. And it shall come.
Sorry.
And it shall come to pass after these things, when the time of the advent of Yahushua is fulfilled, that he shall return in glory. Then all who have fallen asleep in hope of him shall rise again. So we're getting the timing on when the resurrection is. And it shall come to pass at that time that the treasuries shall be opened, in which is preserved the number of the souls of the righteous. So we've got a group of people that are just waiting to be released alive again on earth. And they shall come forth, and a multitude of souls shall be seen together in one assemblage, in one thought. And the first shall rejoice, and the last shall not be grieved, for they know that the time is come of which it is said that it is the consummation of the times. But the souls of the wicked, when they behold all these things, shall they waste away the more, for they shall know that their torment has come, and their perdition has arrived. And it came to pass after these things that I went to the people and said unto them, Assemble unto me all your elders, and I will speak words unto them. And they assembled in the valley of Kidron. And I answered and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, and I will speak to thee. Give ear, O seed of Jacob, and I will instruct thee. Forget not Zion, but hold in remembrance the anguish of Jerusalem. For lo, the days come when everything that shall be the prey of corruption, and be as though it had not been. But as for you, if you prepare your hearts so as to sow in them the fruits of the law, it shall protect you in that time in which the Mighty One is to shake the whole creation. Because after a little time the building of Zion will be shaken, in order that it may be built again. But that building will not remain, but will again after a time be rooted out, and will remain desolate until the time. And afterwards it must be renewed in glory, perfected forevermore. Therefore we should not be distressed so much over the evil which has now come, as over that which is still to be. For there will be a great trial, and these two tribulations, when the Mighty One will renew his creation. Now do not draw near to me for a few days, nor seek me till I come to you. And it came to pass, when I had spoken to them all these words, that I, Baruch, went my way. And when the people saw me sitting out, they lifted up their voice and lamented and said, Whither departest thou from us, Baruch, and forsake us, as a father who forsakes his orphan children and departs from them? You want to take over at 33?
Sure. And they said unto me, Are these the commands which thy companion Jeremiah the prophet commanded thee, and said unto thee, Look to this people, till I go make ready the rest of the brethren in Babylon, against whom has gone forth a sentence, that they should be led into captivity. And now, if thou hast forsaken us, it were good for us all to die before thee, and then that thou shouldest withdraw from us. And I answered and said unto the people, Far be it from me to forsake you, or to withdraw from you. But I will only go unto the Holy of Holies, to inquire of the Mighty One concerning you and concerning Zion, if in some respect I should receive more illumination. And after these things I will return unto you. And I, Baruch, went to the holy place and sat down upon the ruins and wept and said, Oh, that mine eyes were springs and mine eyelids a fountain of tears. For how shall I lament for Zion, and how shall I mourn for Jerusalem? Because in that place where I am now prostrate, of old the high priests offered holy sacrifices, and placed thereon an incense of fragrant odors. But now our glory has been made into dust, and the desire of our soul into sand. And when I had said these things, I fell asleep there, and I saw a vision in the night, and lo, a forest of trees planted on the plain, and a lofty and rugged rocky mountain surrounded it. And that forest occupied much space, and lo, over against it arose a vine, and from under it there went forth a fountain. Now that fountain came to the forest, and was stirred into great waves. And those waves submerged that forest, and suddenly they rooted out the greater part of that forest, and overthrew all of the mountains which were around about it. And the height of the forest began and to be made low, and the tops of the mountains were made low. And that fountain prevailed greatly, so that it left nothing of the great forest save only one cedar. And when it had cast it down and had destroyed and rooted it out, the greater part of that forest, so that nothing was left of it, nor could this place be recognized. Then that vine began to come with a fountain in peace and great tranquility. And it came to a place which was not far from that cedar. And they brought the cedar which has been cast down to it. And I beheld, and lo, that vine opened its mouth and spake, and said unto that cedar, Art thou not that cedar which was left of the forest of wickedness, and by whose means wickedness persisted, and was wrought all of those years, and goodness never? And thou didst keep conquering that which was not thine, and to that which was thine thou didst never show compassion. And thou didst keep extending thy power over these who were far from thee, and those who drew nigh thee thou didst hold fast in the toils of thy wickedness. And thou didst uplift thyself as one that could not be rooted out. But now thy time has sped, and thine hour has come. Do thou also therefore depart, O cedar, after the forest which departed before thee, and become dust with it, and let your ashes be mingled together. And now recline in anguish, and rest in torment, till thy last time come, in which thou wilt come again and be tormented still more. So it's very parabolic. We're getting, if you want to take over at 37, we're seeing, flood symbolism. We're seeing, end time symbolism. We're seeing, haughty, things that are, holding themselves up and being cast down.
And it continues, and after these things, I saw that cedar burning, and the vine glowing itself, and all around it, the plain full of unfading flowers. And I indeed awoke and arose. And I prayed and said, O Yahweh, my Lord, why do you always enlighten those who are led by understanding? Your law is life, and your wisdom is right guidance. Make known to me, therefore, the interpretation of this vision, for you know that my soul has always walked in your law, and from my earliest days I have not departed from your wisdom. And he answered and said unto me, Baruch, this is the interpretation of the vision which you have seen. And you have seen the great forest, which lofty and rugged mountains surrounded. This is the word. Behold, the days come, and this kingdom shall be destroyed, which once destroyed Zion, and it shall be subjected to that which comes after it. Moreover, that also again after a time shall be destroyed, and another, a third, shall arise, and that also shall have dominion for its time and shall be destroyed. And after these things a fourth kingdom shall arrive, whose power shall be harsh and evil far beyond those which were before it. And it shall rule many times as the forest on the plain. And it shall hold fast for times, and shall exalt itself more than the cedars of Lebanon. And by it the truth shall be hidden, and those who are polluted with iniquity shall flee to it, as evil beasts flee and creep into the forest. And it shall come to pass, when the time of its consummation has approached, that it shall fall. And then the principate of my Yahushua shall be revealed, which is like the fountain and the vine. And when he is revealed, he shall root out the multitude of its hosts. And as touching that which you have seen, the lofty cedar which was left of that forest, and the fact that the vine spoke those words with it, which you did hear, this is the word. You want to continue with 40?
Yeah. Let me get ready here. 1 second. 1 sec. Chapter 40. And the last leader of that time shall be left alive. When the 1 second. So I just want to point out here, this is speaking about the revealing of the Messiah, Yahushua, the Savior. So whenever the scripture says Messiah or Savior, it's YHWSHI in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. He is the fountain. He is the vine, right? He is the parabolic understanding of that which brought the word. And it's talking about the great tribulation, right? Rooting it all out, taking out those that are lofty and put into these high places. And that last leader of that time shall be left alive, when the multitude of his hosts shall be put to the sword, and he shall be bound, and they shall take him up to the Mount Zion. And my Yahushua shall convict him of all of his impieties, and shall gather and set before him all of the works of his hosts. And this is why we constantly talk about having good works, right? Works. We're judged by our works. Ultimately, yes, we believe in the Savior and follow the Messiah, Yahushua, but we have to have works, okay? And afterwards he shall put him to death, and shall protect the rest of my people, who shall be found in that place which I have chosen. So again, we're not here to tell you what the modern day Christianity or modern day internet truthers tell you. They talk about getting raptured up into a non-realistic, imaginary, ethereal realm, like up in the clouds with harps. The earth is our inheritance here on earth. This is where the kingdom is. This is where we will live for eternity. One thing we read earlier, again, the changing or renewing of the heavens, the sun, the moon, and the stars, takes place at the end of the tribulation. Then we go through the 1,000-year reign, and then we have a completely new heavens and new earth. But when Christ comes, when Messiah Yahushua does the great tribulation, we will have new luminaries. The sky will be renewed again, brighter, the moon brighter, the sun brighter, the stars brighter. Let's get back into this at 7. And his principate shall stand forever, until the world of corruption is at an end, and until that time which we were foretold are fulfilled. So again, all of prophecy will be fulfilled, it says there in 8. This is your vision, and this is its interpretation. So the vision of the cedars and the trees and the flood that comes is a parable, right, being told to Baruch about how in the end times, again, all the books that we're finding, even the next book we'll read will have end times talk, and the next one, end times talk. This is a parabolic interpretation, and I'll continue in 41. And I answered and said, for whom? And for how many shall these things be? Or who will be worthy to live at that time? For I will speak before you everything that I think, and I will ask you regarding those things which I meditate upon. For behold, I see many of your people who have withdrawn from your covenant and have cast from them the yokes of your law. But others again I have seen who have forsaken their vanity and have fled to refuge beneath your wings. What therefore will become of them? Or how will that last time receive them? Or perhaps the time of these will assuredly be weighed. And as the beam inclines, so will they be judged accordingly. That's a strong language right there, Jason. Uh, we're talking about a scale beam and how this is how everything that we do and say and our character and how we love one another and how we stand up for truth is all weighed in the balances.
Yeah, that's some graphic, it's actually balance beam. It tips one way or the other. It's not exactly down the middle. There's no fence sitting here. It tips one way or the other.
You want to continue? You want me to keep going or?
Yeah, I'm just having a little bit of
I can keep going.
Sinus trouble here.
Let's see if you get through it. If you want.
Sure.
And I'll continue. And he answered and said unto me, these things also will I show unto you. As for what you did say, to whom will these things be, and how many will they be? To those who believed, there shall be the good which was spoken of aforetime. And to those who despise, there shall be the contrary of these things. And as for you, as for what you did say regarding those who have drawn near and those who have withdrawn, this is the word. As for those who were before subject to the afterwards withdrew and mingled themselves with the seed of the mingled peoples, the time of these was the former, and it was accounted as something exalted. And as for those who before knew not, but afterwards knew life, and mingled only with the seed of the people, which had separated itself, the time of these is the latter, and it is accounted as something exalted. And time shall succeed to time, and season to season, and one shall receive from another. And then, with a view to consummation, shall everything be compared accordingly to the measuring of times and the hours of the seasons. So this is very, Enochian. We're getting very distinct language here, right? One to another, time to time. It's the passing forth of the information. For corruption shall take those that belong to it, and life those that belong to it. And the dust shall be called, and it shall be said to it, give back thou which is not yours, and raise up all that have you kept until this appointed time. So now we're getting a great resurrection. This is great resurrection language. And you, Baruch, direct your heart to that which has been said unto you, and understand these things which have been shown to you. For there are many eternal consolations for you. For you shall depart from this place, and you shall pass from the regions which are now seen by you, and you shall forget whatever is corruptible, and shall not recall those things which happened among the mortals. So Baruch is being told he gets to be reborn into a new place where none of this painful stuff that he's gone through will be remembered. Because you got to remember, Baruch is seeing that most of Jerusalem and all of the descendants of Abraham are being destroyed. It says, go therefore and command your people and come into this place, and afterwards fast for 7 days, and then I will come and speak with you. You want to try, Jason, or keep going?
Sure. And I, Baruch, went from there and came to my people, and I called my firstborn son and the elders, my friends, and 7 of the elders of the people. And I said unto them, behold, I go unto my fathers according to the way of all the earth. But withdraw not from the way of the law, but guard and admonish the people who remain, lest they withdraw from the commandments of the Mighty One. For you see that he whom we serve is just, and our Creator is no respecter of persons. And see that he has befallen Zion, and what has happened to Jerusalem. For the judgment of the Mighty One shall thereby be made known, and his ways, which though past finding out, are right. If you endure and preserve in his fear, and do not forget his law, the times shall change over you for good, and you shall see the consolation of Zion. For whatever is now is nothing, but that which shall be is very great. For everything that is corruptible shall pass away, and everything that dies shall depart, and all the present time shall be forgotten. nor shall there be any remembrance of the present time which is defiled with evils. For that which runs now runs unto vanity, and that which prospers shall quickly fall and be humiliated. For that which is to be shall be the object of desire, and for that which comes afterwards shall we hope. For it is a time that passes not away, and the hour comes which abides forever. And the new world comes, which is not turned to corruption, which has no mercy on those who depart to torment, and leads not to petition those who live in it. For these are they who shall inherit that time which was spoken of, and theirs is the inheritance of the promised time. They are they who have acquired for themselves treasures of wisdom, and with them are found stores of understanding, and from mercy have they not withdrawn. And the truth of the law have they preserved, for to them shall be given the world to come, but the dwelling of the rest, who are many, shall be in the fire.
Want me to keep going?
Sure.
Do you therefore, so as far as you are able, to instruct the people? For that labor is ours. For if you teach them, you will quicken them. And my son and the elders of the people answered and said unto me, Has the mighty one humiliated us to such a degree as to take you from us so quickly? And truly we shall be in darkness, and there shall be no light to the people who are left. For where again shall we seek the law, or who will distinguish for us between death and life? And I said unto them, The throne of the mighty one I cannot resist. Nevertheless, there shall not be wanting to Israel a wise man, nor a son of the law to the race of Jacob. But only prepare your hearts, that you may obey the law and be subject to those who are in fear and wise in understanding. And prepare your souls, that he may not depart from them. For if you do these things, good tidings shall come unto you, which I before have told you. Nor shall you fall into the torment of which I testified to you before. But with regard to the word that to be taken, I did not make it known to them or to my son. And when I had gone forth and dismissed them, I went then and said unto them, Behold, I go to heaven, for there the mighty one has sent me. And I came to that place where the word had been spoken unto me, and I sat there and fasted for 7 days. And it came to pass after the 7th day that I prayed before the mighty one and said, O my Lord, you summon the advent of the times, and they stand before you. You cause the power of the ages to pass away, and they do not resist. You arrange the method of the seasons, and they obey you. You alone know the duration of the generations, and you reveal not to your mysteries to many. You make known to the multitude of the fire, and you weigh the lightness of the wind. You explore the limits of the heights and scrutinize the depths of the darkness. You care for the number of those who pass away, that they may be preserved, and you prepare an abode for those who are yet to be. You remember the beginning which you have made, and the destruction that is to be. You forget us not with nods of fear and indignation. You command the flames, and they change into spirits. And with a word you quicken that which was not. And with mighty power you hold that which has yet to come. You instruct created things in understandings of you. And you make the wise the heavenly realms and the wandering stars so as to minister in their orders. Armies innumerable stand before you and minister in their orders quietly at your nod. Hear your servant and give ear to my petition. For in a little time we are born, and in a little time we do return. But with you, hours are as a moment, and days as generations. But not therefore worth with man, for he is nothing. And take not account of our works, for what are we? For behold, by your gift do we come into this world, and we depart not of our own will. For we said not that our parents beget us, nor did we send to Sheol and say, Receive unto us. Wait, what therefore is our strength that we should bear your wrath? Or what are we that we should endure your judgment? O heavenly Yahweh, protect us in your compassions, and in your mercy help us. Behold the little ones that are subject unto you, and save all that draw near unto you, and destroy not the hope of your people, and cut not short the times of our aid. For this is a nation which you have chosen, and these are the people to whom you find no equal. But I will speak now before you, and I will say, as my heart thinks, and you do we trust. For behold, your law is with us, and we know that we shall not fall as long as we keep your statutes. To all time are we blessed, and this above all, that we have not mingled with the Gentiles. For we are all one celebrated people who have received one law from one Creator. And that law which is among us will aid us. And the surpassing of wisdom which is in us will help us. And when I had prayed and said these things, I was greatly weakened. And he answered and said unto me, You have prayed simply, O Baruch, and all your words have been heard. But my judgment exacts its own, and my law exacts its rights. For from your words I will answer you, and from your prayer I will speak to you. For this is as it follows. He that is corrupted has wrought iniquity so far as he could, and has not remembered my goodness, nor accepted my longsuffering. Therefore you shall surely be taken up, as I had told you before. For that time shall arise which brings affliction, and it shall come and pass by with quick vehemence, and it shall be turbulent, coming in the heat of indignation. And it shall come to pass in those days that all the inhabitants of the earth shall be moved one against another, because they know not my judgment has drawn near unto them. For there shall not be found many wise at that time, and the intelligent shall be but a few. Moreover, even in those who know shall for the most part be silent, and there shall be many rumors and tidings, and not a few. And the doings of the phantasms shall be manifest, and promises not a few shall be recounted. Some of them shall prove idle, and some of them shall be confirmed. And honor shall be turned into shame, strength humiliated into contempt, and property destroyed. And beauty shall become ugliness. And many shall say to many at that time, Where has the multitude of intelligence hidden itself? And where has the multitude of wisdom removed itself? And while they are meditating these things, every envy shall arise in those who had thought little of themselves, and passion shall seize him that is peaceful. And many shall be stirred up to anger and to injure many. And they shall rouse up armies in order to shed blood, and in the end they shall perish together with them. And it shall come to pass at that time that a change of times shall manifestly appear to every man, because in those times they polluted themselves and practiced oppression, and walked every man in his own works, and remembered not the law of the Mighty One. Therefore a fire shall consume their thoughts, and in flames shall the meditations of their reins be tried. For the judge shall come, and will not delay, because each of the inhabitants of earth knew when he was transgressing. But my law they knew not, by reason of their pride. And many shall then assuredly weep, yes, over the living more than over the dead. Do you want to take over at 45? This is a long verse.
Yeah. And I answered and said, O Adam, what have you done to all those who were born from you? And what will be said to the first Eve who hearkened to the serpent? For all the multitude are going to corruption, nor is there any numbering of those whom the fire devours. But again, I will speak in your presence. You, O Lord my Lord, know that it is in your creature, for you did of old command the dust to produce Adam, and you knew the number of those who were born from him, and how far they had sinned before you, who have existed and not confessed you as their creator. And as regards all these, their end shall convict them, and your law which they have transgressed shall requite them on your day. But now let us dismiss the wicked and inquire about the righteous. And I will recount their blessedness and not be silent in celebrating their glory, which is reserved for them. For assuredly, as in a little time in this transitory world, in which you live, you have endured much labor. So in that world to which there is no end, you shall receive great light.
So, just while you clear, I'll explain. So, what we're getting here is a little bit of a sneak peek into um, original sin, right? How we were all fallen because of what Adam did and Eve did. We're getting a new understanding here, where then it's now on each one of us, right? Christ brought forth the message that we were the ones that had to live righteously. We're not allowed to just blame Adam anymore, right? That went on for a very long time, and we're starting to see this change here in the scripture.
And it continues, nevertheless, I will ask from you, O mighty one, I will ask mercy from him who made all things. In what form will those live who live in your day? Or how will the splendor of those who are after the time continue? Will they then resume from the form of the present and put on these perishing members which are now involved in evils, in which evils are consummated? Or will you perhaps change these things which have been in the world, as also the world itself? And he answered and said unto me, Hear, Baruch, this word, and write in the remembrance of your heart all that you shall learn. For the earth shall be assuredly restore the dead, which it now receives, in order to preserve them. It shall make no change in their form, but as it has received them, so shall it restore them. And as I delivered them unto it, so also shall it raise them. For then it will be necessary to show to the living that the dead have come to life again, and that those who have departed have returned again. And it shall come to pass, when they have severely recognized those whom they now know, then judgment shall grow strong, and those things which were spoken of before shall come to pass.
So now we're getting the resurrection and the inhabitants of earth saying, like, "Oh wow, these people are back to life again," and then all of a sudden,
Hey, I know you.
the judgment's approaching.
And it shall come to pass, when that anointed day has gone by, that then shall the aspect of those who are condemned be afterwards changed, and the glory of those who are justified. For the aspect of those who now act wickedly shall become worse than it is, and as they shall suffer torment. But as the glory of those who have now been justified in my law, who have had understanding in their life, and who have planted in their heart the root of wisdom, then their splendor shall be glorified in changes, and the form of their face shall be turned into the light of their beauty, and that they may be able to acquire and receive the world which does not die, which is then promised to them. For over this, above all, shall those who come then lament that they rejected my law and stopped their ears, that they may not hear wisdom nor receive understanding. When therefore they see those over whom they are now exalted, but also shall then be exalted and glorified more than they are, they shall respectively be transformed, the latter into the splendor of angels, and the former shall yet more waste away, in wonder at the visions and in the beholding of the forms. For they shall first behold, and afterwards depart to be tormented. But those who have been saved by their works, and to whom the law has now been a hope, and understanding, and expectation, and wisdom of confidence, shall wonders appear in their time. For they shall behold the world which is now invisible to them, and they shall behold the time which is now hidden from them, and time shall no longer age them. For in the heights of the world shall they dwell, and they shall be made like unto the angels, and he made equal to the stars. And they shall be changed into every form they desire, from beauty into loveliness, and from light into the splendor of glory. For there shall be spread before them the extents of paradise, and there shall be shown to them the beauty of the majesty of the living creatures which are beneath the throne. And all the armies of the angels, who are now held fast by my word, lest they should appear, and are held fast by command, that they may stand in their places till their advent comes. Moreover, there shall be excellency in the righteous, surpassing that in the angels. For the first shall receive the last, and those who were expecting, and the last those of whom they used to hear that they had passed away. For they have been delivered from this world of tribulation, and laid down the burden of anguish. For what then? Have men lost their life? And for what have those who were on the earth exchanged their soul? For they chose not for themselves this time, which beyond the reach of anguish could not pass away, but they chose for themselves that time whose issues are full of lamentations and evils. And they denied the world which ages not those who come to it, and they rejected the time of glory, and that they shall not come to the honor of which I told thee before.
And he continues in 52. And I answered and said, how can we forget those whom woe is then reserved? And why therefore do we again mourn for those who die? Or why do we weep for those who depart Sheol? Let lamentations be reserved for the beginning of that coming torment, and let tears be laid up for the advent of the destruction of that time. But even in the face of these things will I speak. And as for the righteous, what will they do now? Rejoice, you in the suffering which you now suffer. For why do you look for the decline of your enemies? Make ready your soul for that which is reserved for you, and prepare your souls for the reward which is laid up for you. So this is a hard thing that a lot of people have a hard time with. Letting go of people that have to pay for anything that they've done wrong, just focusing on the good, the kingdom, the building, what we're actually going to be doing eternally is what we're being told to do here. And when I had said these things, I fell asleep, and I saw a vision. And behold, a cloud was ascending from a very great sea. And I kept gazing upon it, and lo, it was full of waters, white and black, and there were many colors in those selfsame waters. And as it were, the likeness of great lightning was seen at its summit. And I saw a cloud passing swiftly in quick courses, and it covered the whole earth. And it came to pass after these things that the cloud began to pour upon the earth, the waters that were in it. And I saw that it was not one of the same likeness in the waters which had descended from it. For in the beginning they were black and many for a time, and afterwards I saw that the waters became bright, but they were not many. And after these things I saw black waters, and after these things again bright, and again black, and again bright. And this was done 12 times, but the black waters were always more numerous than that of the bright. And it came to pass at the end of the cloud that, lo, it rained black waters, and they were darker than all those waters that had been before. And fire was mingled with them, and where those waters descended, they wrought devastation and destruction. And after these things I saw how the lightning which I had seen on the summit of the cloud seized hold of it and hurled it to the earth. And now that lightning shone exceedingly, so as to illuminate the whole entire earth, and it healed those regions where the last waters had descended and wrought devastation. And it took hold of the whole earth, it had dominion over it. And I saw after these things, and lo, 12 rivers were ascending from that sea, and they began to surround the lightning, and became subject unto it. And by reason of my fear, I then awoke. You want to take a song break at this point, chapter 54?
Yeah, let's do it.
Another sunset, a beautiful weekend. What a way to end it. All of a sudden wasted. Can I even take it? Is it time to fake it? Am I part of the problem? I can start by saying should have been dead before I started. A stacked up broken house of cards, and another couple weeks are left unguarded. I'm looking for a world that's still uncharted, found on the ground with disregard. I'm picking up all the broken shards, and another couple weeks are left unguarded. I'm looking for a world that's still uncharted. Another sunrise, a beautiful springtime. started, all of a sudden wasted. Can I even take it? Is it time to fake it? Am I worth pursuing? I can start by saying, should have been dead before I started. The stacked up broken house of cards, and another couple weeks and left unguarded. I'm looking for a world that's still uncharted, found on the ground with disregard. I'm picking up all the broken shards, and another couple weeks and left unguarded. I'm looking for a world that's still uncharted, looking for a world that's still uncharted.
And we are back. Should we get right back into it?
Yeah, let's go.
And I besought the mighty one and said, Thou alone, O Lord, knowest from aforetime the deep things of the world, and the things which befall in their times. Thou bringest them about by thy word, and against the works of the inhabitants of the earth. Thou hastenest the beginnings of the times, and the end of the seasons. Thou alone knowest, thou for whom nothing is too hard, but who dost everything easily by a nod. Thou to whom the depths come as the heights, and whose word the beginnings of the ages serve. Thou who revealest to those who fear thee what is prepared for them, that henceforth they may be comforted. Thou showest great acts to those who know not. Thou breakest up the enclosure of those who are ignorant, and lightest up what is dark, and revealest what is hidden to the pure, who in faith have submitted themselves to thee and to thy law. Thou hast shown to thy servant his vision. Reveal to me also its interpretation. For I know that as regards those things wherein I besought thee, I have received a response, and as regards what I besought, thou hast revealed to me. With what voice shall I praise thee, and from what members shall I cause praises and hallelujahs to ascend to thee? For if my members were mouths, and the hairs of my head voices, even so I could not give thee the need of praise, nor laud thee as it fitting, nor could I recount thy praise, nor tell the glory of thy beauty. For what am I among men, or what am I reckoned among those more excellent than I, that I have heard all these marvelous things from the Most High, and numberless promises from him who created me? Blessed by my mother among those that bear, and praised among women be she that bore me. For I will not be silent in praising the Mighty One, and with the voice of praise I will recount his marvelous deeds. For who doeth like unto thy marvelous deeds, O Yahweh? Or who comprehendeth thy deep thoughts of life? For with thy counsel thou dost govern all the creatures which thy right hand has created, and thou hast established every fountain of light beside thee, and the treasure of wisdom beneath thy throne thou hast prepared. And justly do they perish who have not loved thy law, and the torment of judgment shall await those who have not submitted themselves to thy power. And though Adam first sinned and brought ultimately death upon all, yet of those who were born from him, each one has prepared his own soul torment to come. And again, each one of them has chosen for himself glories to come. For assuredly, he who believeth shall receive reward. But now as for you, ye wicked that now are, turn ye to destruction, because ye shall speedily be visited. Speedily. For formerly ye rejected the understanding of the Most High. For his works have not taught you, nor has the skill of his creation, which is at all times before you, persuaded you. Adam is therefore not the cause, save only his own soul, but each of us have been the Adam of his own soul. But do thou, O Lord, expound to me regarding those things which thou hast revealed to me, and inform me regarding that which I besought thee. For at the consummation of the world, vengeance shall be taken upon those who have done wickedness, according to their wickedness, and thou wilt glorify the faithful according to their faithfulness. For those who are among thy own, thou rulest, and those who sin, thou blottest out from among thy own.
So again, we're literally being told that we can't just blame Adam. Each one of us stores up good and stores up justice, bad. And it came to
You
pass,
Okay.
when I had finished speaking the words of this prayer, that I sat there under the tree, that I might rest in the shade of its branches. And I wandered and was astonished, and pondered in my thoughts regarding the multitude of goodness which sinners who are upon the earth have rejected, and regarding the great torment which they have despised, though they knew that they should be tormented because of the sin that they have committed. And when I was pondering all of these things and the like, lo, the angel Ramiel, who presides over true visions, was sent unto me. And he said unto me, why does thy heart trouble thee, Baruch? And why do these thoughts disturb thee? For if owing to the report which thou hast only heard of judgment, thou art so moved, what wilt thou be when thou shalt see it manifestly in thine eyes? And if the expectation wherewith thou dost expect the day of the mighty one, thou art so overcome, that will thou be when thou shalt come to its advent? And if at the word of the announcement of the torment of those who have done foolishly, thou art so wholly distraught, how much more when the event shall reveal marvelous things? If thou hast heard tidings of the good and the evil things which are then to come, and art grieved, what wilt thou be? Thou shalt behold what the majesty will reveal, which shall convict these and cause those people to rejoice. Nevertheless, because thou hast besought the Most High to reveal to thee the interpretation of the vision which thou hast seen, I have been sent to tell thee, and the Mighty One has assuredly made known to thee the methods of the times that are past, and of those that are destined to pass in his world, from the beginning of its creation even unto its consummation, of those things which are deceit and of those which are in the truth. For as thou didst see a great cloud which ascended from the sea and went and covered the whole earth, this is the duration of the world which the Mighty One made when he took counsel to make the world. And it came to pass that the world had gone forth from his presence, and that the duration of the world came into being in a small degree, and was established according to the multitude of the intelligence of him who has sent it. And as thou didst previously see on the summit of that cloud black waters which descended first upon the earth, this is the transgression wherewith Adam the first man had transgressed. From that time when he transgressed, ultimately death came into being. Grief was named, anguish was prepared, and pain was created. Trouble was consummated, and disease began to be established, and Sheol kept demanding that it would be renewed in blood, and the begetting of the children brought about. And the passion of parents was produced, and the greatness of humanity was humiliated, and the goodness languished. What therefore can be the blacker or darker than these things? This is the beginning of the black waters which thou hast seen. And from these black waters again were black derived, and the darkness of darkness was produced. For he became a danger to his own soul, even to the angels became he a danger. For moreover, at that time when he was created, they enjoyed liberty, and some of them descended and mingled with the women. And those who did were tormented in chains. But the rest of the multitude of the angels, of which there is no number, restrained themselves, and those who dwelt on the earth perished together with them through the waters of the deluge. These are the first of the black waters. So now we get an exact explanation that comes from the book of Enoch, through Genesis, the book of Jasher, all the extra canonical books, talking about how After the earth was created, there was different levels there was man, and then there was angelic levels, and these angels actually fell and took women to be their wives, and then they were judged for it. Do you want to take over from 57?
Sure. And after these waters thou didst see bright waters. This is the fountain of Abraham and his generations, in the advent of his son, and of his son's son, and of those who are like them. For at that time the unwritten law was named among them, and the works of the commandments were then fulfilled. And belief in the coming judgment was then generated, and hope of the world that was to be renewed was then built up. And the promise of the life which should come hereafter was implanted. These are the bright waters which thou hast seen. And the third black waters which you did see, these are the mingling of the sins which all the nations afterwards wrought after the death of those righteous men, and the wickedness of the land of Egypt, wherein they did wickedly in service, wherewith they made their sons to serve. Nevertheless, these also perished at last. And the fourth bright waters which thou didst see are the advent of Moses and Aaron and Miriam, and Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb, and of all those like them. For at that time the lamp of the eternal law shone on all those who sat in darkness, announcing to those who believe the promise of the reward, and to those who deny the torment of fire which is reserved for them. But also the heavens at that time were shaken from their place, and those who were under the throne of the Mighty One were perturbed when he was taking Moses unto himself. For he showed him many admonitions, together with the principles of the law, and the consummation of the times, as also to thee, and likewise the pattern of Zion and its measures, and the pattern of which the sanctuary of the present time was to be made. And then he also showed to them the measures of the fire, the depths of the abyss, the weight of the winds, and the number of the drops of rain, and the suppression of anger, and the multitude of long suffering, and the truth of judgment, and the root of wisdom, and the riches of understanding, and the fountain of knowledge, and the height of the air, and the greatness of paradise, and the consummation of the ages, and the beginning of the day of judgment, and the number of the offerings, and the earths which have not yet come. Interesting. And the mouth of Gehenna, and the station of vengeance, and the place of faith, and the region of hope, and the likeness of future torment, and the multitude of innumerable angels, and the flaming hosts, and the splendor of the lightning, and the voice of the thunders, and the orders of the chiefs of the angels, and the treasuries of light, and the changes of the times, and the investigations of the law. These are the fourth bright waters which thou hast seen. You want to take over at 60?
Yeah. And the fifth black waters which thou didst see raining are the works which the Amorites wrought, and the spells of their incantations which they have practiced, and the wickedness of their mysteries, and the mingling of their pollutions. But even Israel was then polluted by the sins in the days of the judges, that they saw many signs which were from him who made them. And the sixth bright waters which thou didst see, this is the time in which David and Solomon were born. And there was at that time the building of Zion, and the dedication of the sanctuary, and the shedding of much blood of the nations that sinned then, and many offerings which were offered at that time in the dedication of the sanctuary. And peace and tranquility existed at that time. And wisdom was heard in the assembly, and the riches of understanding were magnified in the congregations. And the holy festivals were fulfilled in blessedness and in much joy. And the judgment of the rulers was then seen without guile, and the righteousness of the precepts of that mighty one was accomplished with truth. And in the land which has been beloved by Yahweh, because its inhabitants sin not, was glorified beyond all lands. And the city Zion ruled over all of the lands and regions. These are the six bright waters which thou hast seen. And the seventh black waters which thou didst see, this is the preservation brought about by the counsel of Jeroboam, who took counsel to make 2 calves of gold, and all in iniquities which the kings who were after him iniquitously wrought. and the curse of Jezebel, and the worship of idols which Israel practiced at that time, and the withholding of the rain and of the famines which occurred, until women ate the fruit of their wombs, and the time of their captivity which came upon the 9 tribes and a half, because they were in many sins. And Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, came and led them away into captivity. But regarding the Gentiles, it was a tedious to tell how they always wrought impiety and wickedness, and never wrought righteousness. These are the 7th black waters which thou hast seen, and the bright 8th waters which thou didst see. This is the uprightness of Hezekiah, the king of Judah, and the grace of Yahweh which came upon him. For in Sennacherib was stirred up in order that he may perish, with the wrath that troubled him, in order that he may thereby perish, and the multitude also of the nations which were with him. And when Hezekiah the king heard those things, which the king of Assyria was devising to come and seize him and destroy his people, the 2 tribes and a half which remained, nay more, he wished to overthrow Zion. Then Hezekiah trusted in his works and had hope in his righteousness, and spoke with the mighty one and said, Behold, Sennacherib is prepared to destroy us, and he will be boastful and uplifted when he has destroyed Zion. And the mighty one has heard him. And Hezekiah was wise and had respect unto his prayer. And because he was righteous, thereupon the mighty one commanded Remiel the angel who speaks with thee, and I went forth, and I destroyed their multitude, the number of whose chiefs only 185,000. Each one of them had an equal number at his command. And at that time I burned their bodies within, but their remnant and their arms I preserved outwardly, and in order that the still be more wonderful deeds of the mighty one might appear, and that thereby his name might be spoken of throughout all of the entire earth. And Zion was saved, and Jerusalem delivered. Israel also was freed from tribulation, and all those who were in the Holy Land rejoiced. And the number of the mighty ones was glorified, so that it was spoken of. These are the bright 8 waters which thou hast seen.
All right. Chapter 64. In the black 9th waters which thou hast seen, this is all the wickedness which was in the days of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah. For he wrought much impiety, and he slew the righteous, and he perverted judgment, and he shed the blood of the innocent. And married women he violently polluted, and he overturned the altars, and destroyed their offerings, and drove forth the priests, lest they should minister to the sanctuary. And he made an image with 5 faces. 4 of them looked to the 4 winds, and the 5th on the summit of the image as an adversary of the zeal of the mighty one. And then wrath went forth from the presence of the mighty one, to the intent that Zion should be rooted out, and also it befell in your days. But also against the 2 tribes and the half went forth a decree that they should be led away captive, as thou hast now seen. And to such a decree did the impiety of Manasseh increase, that it removed the praise of the Most High from the sanctuary. On this account, Manasseh was at that time named the Impious, and finally his abode was in the fire. For though his prayer was heard by the Most High, yet finally, when he was cast into the brazen horse, and the brazen horse was melted, it served as a sign unto him for the hour. For he had not lived perfectly, for he was not worthy, but that thenceforth he might know by whom he should finally be tormented. For he who is able to benefit is also able to torment. Thus, moreover, did Manasseh act impiously, and he thought that in his life the mighty one would not inquire into these things. These are the black 9th waters which thou hast seen. And the bright 10th waters which thou didst see are the purity of the generations of Josiah king of Judah, who was the only one at that time who submitted himself to the mighty one, and with all his heart and with all his soul. And he cleansed the land from idols, and hallowed all the vessels which had been polluted, and restored the offerings to the altar, and raised the horn of holiness, and exalted the righteous, and honored all who's wise in understanding. And he brought back the priests to their ministry, and destroyed and removed the magicians and enchanters and necromancers from the land. Not only did he slay the impious who were living, but they also took from the sepulchres the bones of the dead and burned them with fire. And the festivals and the Sabbaths he established in their sanctity, and their pollutions he burned in the fire. And the lying prophets who deceived the people, these also he burned in the fire. And the people who listened to them while they were living, he cast them into the brook Kidron and heaped stones upon them. And he was zealous with zeal for the mighty one with all his soul. And he alone was firm in the law at that time, so that he left none uncircumcised, nor any who wrought impiety in all the land all the days of his life. Therefore he shall receive an eternal reward, and he shall be glorified with the mighty one beyond many at a later time. For on his account, and on account of those who are like him, were the honorable glories of which thou wast told before, created and prepared. These are the bright 10th waters which thou hast seen.
And the black waters, the 11th black waters which thou hast seen, are the calamity which is now befalling Zion. Dost thou think that there is no anguish to the angels in the presence of the Mighty One, that Zion was so delivered up? And lo, the Gentiles boast in their hearts, and assemble before their idols, and say, She is trodden down, who of old trodden down others, and she has been reduced to servitude, who reduced others. Dost thou think in these things the Most High rejoices, and that his name is glorified? But how will this serve towards his righteous judgment? Yet after these things the dispersed among the Gentiles shall be taken hold of by tribulation, and in shame they shall dwell in every place. Because so far as Zion is delivered up into Jerusalem laid waste, idols prosper in the cities of the Gentiles. And the vapor of the smoke of the incense of the righteousness which is by the law is extinguished in Zion. And in that region of Zion, in every place, lo, there is smoke of impiety. But the king of Babylon, who has now destroyed Zion, shall arise and boast over the people, and he shall speak great things in his heart, and in the presence of the Most High, but he shall also fall at last. These are the black 11th waters. And the bright 12th waters which thou hast seen, this is the world. This is the word. For after these things, a time shall come when thy people shall fall into distress, so that they shall all run the risk of perishing together. Nevertheless, they shall be saved, and their enemies shall fall in their presence. And they shall have in due time much joy. And that time, after a little interval, Zion shall again be built, and its offerings shall be again restored, and the priests shall return to their ministry, and also the Gentiles shall come to glorify it. Nevertheless, not fully as in the beginning, it shall come to pass after these things, that there shall be the fall of many nations. And the bright 12th waters which thou hast seen, and the last waters which thou hast seen, which were darker than all of those before them, those which came after the 12th number, and were collected together, being to the whole world, belong to the whole world. For the Most High made divisions from the beginning, because he alone knew what shall befall. For as to the Amorites and to the impieties which they have wrought before him, he foresaw 6 kind of them. And of the good works of the righteous which should be accomplished before him, he foresaw 6 kinds of them, besides those which he shall work at the consummation of the age. And on the account they were not black waters with black, nor bright waters with bright, for it is the consummation. Hear therefore the interpretation of the last black waters, which are to come after the black this is of the world. Behold, the days come, it shall be when the time of this age is ripened, and the harvest of its evil and good seeds has come. The Mighty One will bring upon the earth and its inhabitants, and upon its rulers, perturbation of spirit and stupor of heart. And they shall hate one another, and provoke one another to fight. And the mean shall rule over the honorable, and those of low degree shall be exalted above the famous. And the many shall be delivered into the hands of the few, and those who are nothing shall rule over the strong, and the poor shall have abundance beyond the rich. And the impious shall exalt themselves and be heroic above the heroic. The wise shall be silent, and the foolish shall speak. Neither shall the thought of men be confirmed, nor the counsel of mighty, nor shall the hope of those who hope to be confirmed. And when these things which were predicted to have come to pass, then shall confusion fall upon men. And some of them shall fall in battle, and some of them shall perish in anguish, and some of them shall be destroyed by their own. Then the Most High will reveal those peoples whom he has prepared before, and they shall come and make war with the leaders that shall be then left. And it shall then come to pass, whoever escapes out of the war shall die in an earthquake, and whoever escapes out of the earthquake shall be burned by the fire, and whoever escapes out of the fire shall be destroyed by famine. And it shall come to pass that whoever of the victors and the vanquished escapes all of these things which are foretold shall be delivered into the hands of my servant, the Messiah. For all the earth shall devour the inhabitants. I mean, anyone thinks that you're getting out of here because you believed in one thing and said one prayer and that you don't have to go through all of these things, you are being heavily lied to by a demonic spirit. The testing and the trials of our tribulations are why we are here. You see what it took to get to the Christ? See what it took? Do you want to continue at 71, Jay?
Yeah, one way or the other, right? And the Holy Land shall have mercy on its own, and it shall protect its inhabitants at that time. This is the vision which thou hast seen, and this is the interpretation. For I have come to tell thee these things, because thy prayer has been heard with the Most High. Hear now also regarding the bright lightning, which is to come at the consummation after the black waters, that is the word. And the signs have come, of which thou wast told before, when the nations become turbulent, and the time of my Messiah is come, he shall both summon all the nations, some of them he shall spare, and some of them he shall slay. These things therefore shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which knows not Israel and has not trodden down the street of Jacob shall indeed be spared. And this is because some out of every nation shall be subjected to thy people. But all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given unto the sword. And it shall come to pass, when he has brought low everything that is in the world, and he has sat down in peace for the age of the throne of his kingdom, that joy shall be revealed, and rest shall appear. And then healing shall descend and dew, and disease shall withdraw, and anxiety and anguish and lamentation shall pass from among men, and gladness shall proceed throughout the whole earth. And no one shall again die untimely, nor shall any adversity suddenly befall. And judgments and revilings and contentions and revenges of blood and passions and envy and hatred and all the like these shall go into condemnation when they are removed. For these are the very things which have filled this world with evils. And on account of these things the life of man has been greatly troubled. And wild beasts shall come from the forest and minister unto men, and asps and dragons shall come forth from their holes, to submit themselves to a little child. And women shall no longer have pain when they bear, nor shall they suffer torment when they yield the fruit of the womb.
So now we're getting a kingdomly understanding. We're getting into the millennial reign talk. This is laying it out absolutely perfectly. There's still death, right? There's just no more wickedness. There's no more of these lust, envy, jealousy. I'll continue at 74. And it shall come to pass in those days that the reaper shall not grow weary, nor those that build be toil worn. For their works shall of themselves speedily advance together with those who do them in much tranquility. For that time is the consummation of that which is corruptible and the beginning of that which is not corruptible. Again, this is talking about the millennial reign. Therefore, those things which are predicted shall belong to it. Therefore, it is far away from evils and near to those things which die not. This is the bright lightning which came after the dark last waters. And I answered and said, who can understand this, O Lord, thy goodness? For it is incomprehensible. Or who can search thy compassions, which are infinite? Or who can comprehend thy intelligence? Or who is able to recount the thoughts of thy mind? Or who of those who are born can hope to come to these things, unless he is one to whom thou art merciful and gracious unto? For it is assuredly thou dost not have compassion on man. Those who are under thy right hand could not come to those things, but those who are in thy number named, can be called. But if indeed we who exist know therefore we have come, and submit ourselves to him who brought us out of Egypt, we shall come again and remember those things which have passed, and shall rejoice regarding that which has been. But if we now know not wherefore we have come, and recognize not the principate of him who brought us up out of Egypt, we shall come again and seek after those things which are now, and be grieved with pain because those things which have been befallen. This is talking about the Holy Spirit giving us remembrance. And he answered and said unto me, insomuch as the revelation of this vision has been interpreted to thee, as thee possessest it, hear the word of the Most High, that thou mayest know what shall befall thee after these things. For thou shalt surely depart from this earth. Nevertheless, not unto death, but thou shalt be preserved unto the consummation of times. Go up therefore to the top of that mountain, and there shall pass before all the regions of that land, and the figure of the inhabited world, and at the tops of the mountains, and of the depths of the valleys, and the depths of the seas, and the numbers of the rivers, that thou mayest see what thou art leaving, and whither thou art going. Now this shall befall about 40 days. And now, therefore, during these days, and instruct the people as so far as you are able, that they may learn so as to not die at the last time, and may learn in order that they may live in the last times. And I, Baruch, when then I came to the people, and assembled them together from the greatest to the least, and said unto them, Hear, ye children of Israel, behold, how many of you who remain of the 12 tribes of Israel. For to you and to your fathers Yahweh gave a law more excellent than to all the peoples. And because your brethren transgressed the commandments of the Most High, he brought vengeance upon you and upon them. He then spared not the former, and the latter also he gave unto captivity. And he left not a residue of them, but behind. But behold, ye are here with me. If therefore ye direct your ways aright, ye also shall not depart as your brethren departed, but they shall come to you. For he is merciful whom ye worship, and he is gracious in whom ye hope, and he is true, so that he should not do good and not evil. Have you not seen here what has befallen of Zion? Or do you think that this place sinned, and that of this account it was overthrown? Or that the land wrought foolishness, and therefore it was delivered up? Know ye not that the account of who did sin, that which sinned was not overthrown? And an account of those who wrought wickedly, that which wrought not foolish, was delivered up into its enemies. And the whole people answered and said unto me, So far as we can recall the good things which the Mighty One has done unto us, we do recall them. And those things which we do not remember, he in his mercy knows. Nevertheless, do this for us, thy people. Write also to our brethren in Babylon an epistle of doctrine and a scroll of hope, that thou mayest confirm also before thou doest depart from us. For the shepherds of Israel have perished, and the lamps which give light have been extinguished, and the fountains have withdrawn their stream, and whence we used to drink, and we are left in the darkness, and amid the trees of the forest, and the thirst of the wilderness. And I answered and said unto them, Shepherds and lamps and fountains come from the law, and though we depart, yet the law abides. If therefore you have respect to the law, and are intent upon wisdom, a lamp will not be wanting, and a shepherd will not fall, and a fountain will not dry up. Nevertheless, he said unto me, I will write also unto your brethren in Babylon, and I will send it by means of men, and I will write in like manner to thine tribes and a half, and send it by means of a bird. So really, really, really fascinating here. This place is supernatural where we live. When we do righteous things, these things will be given unto us. It can be opened up through the middle of a rock and water pour forth. There's so much amazing things when you open up these scriptures. You want to take over at 78?
Sure. And now go, and tarry not in any place, nor enter a nest, or settle upon any tree, till thou hast passed over the breadth of the many waters of the river Euphrates, and hast gone to the people that dwell there, and cast down to them this epistle. Remember, moreover, that at the time of the deluge Noah received from a dove the fruit of the olive, when he sent it forth from the ark. Yea, also the ravens ministered to Elijah, bearing him food as they had been commanded. Solomon also, in the time of his kingdom, whithersoever he wished to send or seek for anything, commanded a bird to go thither, and it obeyed him as he commanded. Now let it not weary thee, and turn not to the right hand nor to the left, but fly and go a direct way, that thou mayest preserve the command of the Mighty One, according as I said unto thee. These are the words of the epistle which Baruch, the son of Neriah, sent to the 9 tribes and a half which were across the Euphrates. Thus says Baruch, the son of Neriah, to the brethren carried into captivity, mercy and peace. I bear in mind, my brethren, the love of him who created us, who loved us from of old and never hated us, and above all educated us. And truly I know that, behold, all we, the 12 tribes, are bound by one bond, inasmuch as we were born from one Father. Wherefore I have been the more careful to leave you the words of this epistle before I die, and that ye may be comforted regarding the evils which have come upon you, and that ye may be grieved also regarding the evil that has befallen your brethren, and again also that ye may justify his judgment which he has decreed against you, that ye should be carried away captives. For what ye have suffered is the disproportion to what ye have done, in order that the last times ye may be found worthy of your fathers. If therefore he considers that ye have now suffered these things for your good, that ye may not finally be condemned and tormented, then ye will receive eternal hope, if above all ye destroy from your heart vain error, an account in which ye departed hence. For if ye do so, these things he will continually remember. He will always he who always promised on our behalf to those who were more excellent than we, that he would never forget for our sake, but with much mercy will gather together again those who were dispersed. You want to take over at 80?
Now, my brethren, learn first what befalls Zion, how that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against us. For we have sinned against him who made us, and we have not kept the commandments which he hath commanded us. Yet he hath not chastened us as we deserved. For what befall you, we also suffer in preeminent degree, for it befall us also. And now, my brethren, I make known unto you, that when the enemy has surrounded the city, the angels of the Most High were sent, and they overthrew the fortifications of the strong wall, and destroyed the firm iron corners, which could not be rooted out. Nevertheless, they hid all the vessels in the sanctuary, lest the enemy should get possession of them. And when they had done these things, they delivered thereafter to the enemy the overthrown wall, the plundered house, the burned temple, and the people were overcome because they were delivered up, lest the enemy should boast and say, thus by force we have been able to lay waste even to the house of the Most High. Your brethren also have they bound and led away to Babylon, and they have caused them to dwell there, but we have been left here, being very few. This is the tribulation about which I wrote to you. For assuredly I know that the consolation of the inhabitants of Zion consoled you, so as far as you have known it has prospered. Your consolation was greater than the tribulation which ye endured in having to depart from it. But regarding consolation, hear ye the word. For I was mourning regarding Zion, and I prayed for mercy from the Most High, and I said, how long will these things endure us? And will these evils come upon us always? And the Mighty One did according to the multitude of his mercies, and the Most High according to the greatness of his compassion. And he revealed unto me the word, that I might receive consolation. And he showed me visions, that I should not again endure anguish. And he made known to me the mystery of the times and the advent of the hours. Therefore, my brethren, I have written to you that you may also comfort yourselves regarding the multitude of your tribulations. For know you that the Maker will assuredly avenge us all on our enemies, according to all that they have done unto us. Also, the consummation which the Most High will make is very nigh, and his mercy that is coming, and the consummation of his judgment is by no means far off. For lo, we see now the multitude of the prosperity of the Gentiles, though they act impiously, but they shall be like a vapor. And we behold the multitude of their power, though they do wickedly, but they shall be made like unto a drop. And we see the firmness of their might, though they resist the mighty one every hour. And they shall be accounted as spittle, and when we consider the glory of their greatness, though they do not keep the statutes of the Most High. But as smoke they shall pass away, and we meditate on the beauty of their gracefulness, though they deal with pollutions. But as grass that withers they shall fade away. And we consider the strength of their cruelty, though they remember not the end thereof. But as a wave that passeth shall they be broken. And we remark at the boastfulness of their might, though they deny the benefits of Yahweh who gave it to them. But they shall pass away like a passing cloud. For the Most High will assuredly hasten his times. He shall assuredly bring on his hours, and he will assuredly judge those who are in his world, and will visit the truth in all things by means of all the hidden works, and he will assuredly examine the secret thoughts, and that which is laid up in the secret chambers of all the members of man, and will make them manifest in the presence of all which will reproach. Let none, therefore, of these present things ascend into your hearts, but above all, let it be expectant, because that which is promised to us shall come. Do you want to take over at that point?
And let us not now look unto the delights of the Gentiles in the present, but let us remember what has been promised to us in the end. For the end of the times and of the seasons, and whatsoever is with them shall assuredly pass by together. The consummation, moreover, of the age shall then show the great might of its ruler when all things come to judgment. Therefore, prepare your hearts for that which before ye believed, lest ye come to be in bondage in both worlds, so that ye be led away captive here and be tormented there. The youth of the world is past. The pitcher is near to the cistern, the ship to the port, life to its consummation. And it came to pass, when I had ended all the things of this epistle, and had written it duly to its close, that I folded it and sealed it carefully and bound it to the neck of the eagle and dismissed and sent it.
That's the end of the second Baruch. It's an interesting book with a lot in there. There was a lot in there. The takeaways are pretty large, and we'll be spending a long time.
Well,
really.
there's so much talking about the judgments that are ahead for the wicked and the rewards that are ahead for the righteous, and just over and over and over again, it just pounds on that main topic is what I saw.
Yeah, works and how we can't blame anything but what we choose, what we say, what we do, who we are, and to have, prayer, to be humble. We see the wicked. We see people that are so prosperous in this world, and they do it through, not so righteous ways. The cheaters, the liars, the stealers, those who have made themselves rich. And instead of worrying about their judgment, we should be concentrating on doing good deeds ourselves by creating good works, building, learning, becoming more, being better, praying more, being more loving, being more understanding. Because the time is coming when all will be weighed.
Yes, it is. And with the world events that we're seeing right now, we are hoping that the Great Tribulation begins this fall, 2026.
It's looking like it. It sure is.
Yeah. So that's, something we're going to keep tabs on. We're going to keep on bringing out as many of these texts that have been hidden from the population as we can. fundamental truth number 11 is probably going to be something that we come out with soon, that is going to not only just debunk the Satan's little season thing, but as a whole, it's going to lay out the entire true hope for mankind as far as what are the promises, and what is the order of events. And so it'd be nice to have that as another fundamental truth. It's all going to be based on all the scriptures. It's just going to compile it all together and make it easy, simple to comprehend, and have all the references for it, right?
Yeah, the events that are yet to come, that are about to happen, because we can see that it's so muddied, the waters, the people are so wandered off with blindfolds that they fall into these pits. They've got one blindfold person leading another blindfold person, and it needs to be accurately written down and explained and shared with the world. What is ahead of us? What are we approaching? The actual truth of it, not what, vain imaginations come up
Yeah, you
with.
got lots of Christians out there thinking that they're going to go to heaven and sit on clouds playing harps, right?
Yeah, and they have no idea what's coming. And this book sort of teaches some of that. And stay tuned. We're also going to be talking about the Epistle of Barnabas. That'll probably be next, and that'll be talking about understanding the law and what those teachings were about and how we've moved forward through time. So, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. This was a great podcast. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, well, hopefully next time we do some reading, my sinuses aren't so clogged.
Cedar fever, right? That's what happens here in Austin. The cedar pollen is just insane. But this is the end of that season. We're quickly approaching the end of it. So,
absolutely. Was there anything else you want to add?
No, everybody just have a good week. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll be back soon. You're only going to hear this on the Yahushai News Networks.
Maybe this just isn't the right time to bring children into this bad, mixed-up world. Some of them are confused. They think that the forces of evil are stronger than the forces of good. Forces of evil are stronger than the forces of good.